Okay, I'm back. Requested, you guys wanted me to get more road and life experience with the van and do another Q&A. So it's been quite a few months and I'm back. I did get some questions that I've already answered in past Q&A videos. So I'll link that other Q&A video so you can go watch that. I'm not going to re-answer them, but I have your questions here. I'm going to read them off the phone, so bear with me. So the first one is, do you buy groceries or find yourself eating out? So I actually just did a video of this on my Instagram. I have a problem with eating out and especially fast food, and I'm working on that. So I'm trying to make a more conscious effort to do groceries. But yes, currently I do buy groceries. I've got my fridge right here and I keep them all in here, or I keep them up in these bags up here for snacks. And then up in the big cabinet up top, I do like my pastas and seasonings and stuff. So I am buying groceries, but I do tend to eat out as well, so it's pretty split. I've been pretty good about not going to like expensive restaurants or anything, but I know that's going to change when I get to New York and like get to places I'm familiar with. But in, Montana country and stuff like that, no, I have not been eating out much. Is the van easy to drive? I honestly feel like I'm driving just a normal car. At first I was really worried about that. The only thing is like part of van life is just accepting the fact that sometimes like my backup camera isn't very good and like you don't have very good side vision. So sometimes I'll have like a tricky spot I can't get into, or I get stuck somewhere and I'm doing like a 68-point turn to get out of somewhere. Something I've learned is to accept help when offered. People will see you struggling and they'll come over and they'll be like, you want me to direct you out? And I'm like, yes, please. I'm sure it doesn't help that I look like a young girl driving the sketchy pedo van, but they feel bad for me and they help me. So take help when you can, but otherwise driving it is really easy. I've had no problems. Bobo is doing fantastic. I talked to the car, which is, I'm kind of cracking. It's clearly I'm lonely, but she's doing awesome. She's kicking butt, no problems yet. She had a checkup in, I want to say it was Oregon. Yeah, it was Oregon, or maybe it was Washington. And she got an oil change. I'm going to be in Colorado soon and I'll be taking her to my car guy just to do another checkup, just because I'm putting so many miles so quickly on her. So otherwise though, driving her, easy peasy, no problem. Where do you sleep? Right up there. Comfy as can be. It's my bed from home. So it's not like sleeping any different than at home, except for last night. I'm in Jackson Hole right now. And last night it was like 10 degrees outside and I woke up and my water bottle had been next to me and my water was frozen. But I was wearing like 5 layers, so I wasn't too bad, but it's cold in the mornings when I wake up. I'm ready to be in warmer weather, which is coming. I mean, it's May, or it's not May, it's almost May. So it should warm up here soon. But yeah, my bed's up there, same sheets, same pillow, same everything. So it's like just being in a house, only mine just happens to be in a car and not have proper heating. Next question, where do you get your sponsored post products sent to? If you guys didn't know this, which clearly you do, I do a lot of sponsored content posts and influencer engagement and stuff like that. So a lot of the times that requires me to receive products from brands to review them or to take pictures for them. It's not all just, this goes into something a little less van life. So if you're not interested in this, you can kind of skip ahead. But essentially how my job works, and this is just a tiny part of it, like maybe 30%, but what I do to make money is I essentially work with brands to bring brand awareness or create brand content for them. So it's not always me posting about the brand for you guys to see. Sometimes it's just taking pictures for them to use for their own social media use or their website use. Sometimes it's just so they can have Amazon reviews or something like that. So I'm constantly getting sent mail. That has been a tricky one. I have 2 beautiful, great parents, and luckily I've been sending a lot just to their house. And since I plan on stopping in May, I'll be picking up a huge slew and I'll be set for the summer. I like to make sure that I prep everything really far in advance with brands. They know my circumstances. Half the time they're reaching out to me because of how cool my circumstances are. So they're really understanding. But yeah, I kind of just have to play it by ear. If I know I'm going to see a friend, like Brie is coming today and I needed something from my good friends at Lime Lash. Brie, I had it shipped to Brie and Brie is bringing it with her. Or when I stayed at a friend's house, when I stayed at Halay's, I had a ton of packages delivered to Halay's, her poor parents. But I just kind of plan ahead. I'm never really like a month away from not being somewhere, so that gives a brand like a month to work with me. Like, and if I know that it's been a while and they already sent it and they're waiting on me, they become my first priority the minute I get that package. So it's all time management and a lot of prep and a lot of planning, but that's kind of how that works. But yeah, you don't end up actually seeing half the sponsored stuff that I do because it's all behind the scenes. It's not really for my Instagram. So it's kind of interesting to see that difference. How long are you going to be on the road? Months, years, please tell us. Currently I have planned out until about November, October. That doesn't mean that's the end. It doesn't mean that I'll make it that far. I hope I do. That's my goal. If I don't hit that, I'm going to be very upset, but that's my goal. At that point, that's where I have marked out everywhere I want to go and see, at least in the US. I'd really like to go to Tulum in Mexico, and I'd really like to go to Canada. I had to change a lot of my plans because I was supposed to be in Canada last month and I was supposed to be in Canada again in May, and it just isn't going to happen because their borders are shut down and they're really strict over there. So I'd love to tack those on at the end of the year if that's possible, and that might extend my time a little bit more, but that's where I'm seeing now. So this will be kind of a year-long trip. That being said, if I absolutely love this experience and I don't want to pick a place to settle down yet, who knows what I will do. Maybe I will find a place to stay stationary, but I'll live out of the van. Maybe I'll decide to ship the van to Europe or Australia. I don't know what I'm gonna do. So that's like a TBD, but currently it's planned out for the year. And we're what? Let's see, January, February, March, April, almost May. So we're 4 months in, going on 5. Is there something you would have changed about your van? Well, my plumbing's still not working. I still use my little porta potty and empty it, but I'm just waiting. I can't figure it out. I need to find somebody to help me. Please, universe, if you know somebody out there that can help me and you're watching this, send them my way. That's the only thing I'd really change. I definitely want to update a couple of things because I do plan when I'm done with it, renting it out, depending on where I live. So like I want to update like maybe the mirrors in here, like paint some things and make it look fresher, but there's nothing I really change about it. I think I picked the right van for me. It's the right size. I think one day when I'm older and I have kids and a family and I want like a car like this to just vacation and adventure around in, I really want an Airstream. So it's more of just like, what am I going to upgrade to next? But this van is perfection. I wouldn't change a thing about Popo. She's perfection. Okay. How often do you shower? So, I mean, you can tell I'm going on a rough one right here, right now, but usually no more than a week, and then I'm either staying at a hotel, staying at a friend's, or like I can find a shower. Campgrounds have showers, stuff like that. So usually a week. I don't wash my hair often anyways. It's actually really bad for your hair. Ladies out there that you have fine or thin hair or something like that, I know it gets greasy, but if you get into a routine where you don't wash it much, it like will adjust, and it's way healthier for your hair. Natural oils are great. Sometimes when I want to do something like this or slick it back, I use coconut oil, actually. Conscious Coconut, the best, based in Florida, female owned. Rock them out, they're great. But I'll put that in my hair just to like keep it healthy and keep like the natural oils flowing, and just makes it, you know, easier to like slick it back like this. But honestly, no more than a shower. And I have like little wipes to do body washes if I get dirty, but I haven't had a problem with the showering issue yet. Everybody's really concerned about that. I get that question all the time. I answered it in another video, but yeah, not a shower issue. I don't have that problem. How do you get mail or online shopping, which I guess isn't a bad thing. I already kind of went over that. But that's how I get mail. Ship it to my parents. And I can send a ton of mail. I send everybody postcards and I mail letters, and I'll still sell clothes on the road. So like I'm constantly at the post office. I can do that from anywhere, and I always put my return address as my parents. How many people can fit in your van? Are you ever alone? Clearly I'm alone a lot, but I have a lot of people come and visit, or I go and stay with people. For example, Bree's coming this week, but Bree's a nice excuse. Like I don't need her to stay in the van. We've got like an Airbnb and hotels. It's like a mini vacation from what this is, which is my life. So people like Jordan stayed in the van with me for a month. Like people can stay in the van, but usually I use as an excuse if somebody is coming to stay out of the van. But if somebody had a real big interest in wanting to be in the van with me, then I would do that. We still like do activities in the van. We just don't sleep in it. But it's a queen bed, so I can fit 2. Technically, like if I wanted to, if like we were just driving around and it was nice outside enough to camp or like set a hammock up and sleep in it, I could have like 3 or 4 people in the van. When I was in Arizona, we drove around and went to the drive-in movie theater, and there was 4 of us. So I don't know, how many do you think I can squeeze in here? You tell me. I'm open. I'll try anything once. Which state has the worst drivers thus far? California. California. But I also think it's just traffic. I wouldn't say they're necessarily bad drivers. I think it's just traffic. Also, I think Arizona drivers are the worst, but I've always thought that. I lived there. I think they're terrible. They don't get out of the way. They just kind of like, it's usually where there's older populations. They move too slow and they don't know how to get over. Like, they'll stay in the fast lane even though they're going 20 under, and you're like, move, just move. But luckily not too bad with bad drivers yet, that I've seen. I'm nervous about driving in New York, but I believe in myself, so we'll be fine. Is showering and bathroom breaks an issue? So like I said, I already talked about showering. Bathroom breaks, it wouldn't be if I had a working toilet, but I still have my little mini toilet that's like portable back in the back too. So like if I have to really pee and there's no bathroom in sight, I just pee in there. If not, I'll just stop somewhere. And usually it's a good opportunity for me to either get gas or get food. So I haven't noticed a bathroom issue yet. At night and in the morning, I do use my porta potty. So it's like at least used twice a day if I'm sleeping in the van. How do you get bathroom, shower? How do you find safe places to sleep? This is a great question. So I am a member of, and I'm going to link my link below so you can join it if you're interested or check it out. It's for people in RVs, Airstreams, vans, anything that's self-contained. So that means it has a toilet, it has running water, it's got electric. Like, you don't need anything from anybody. You don't need something from a property. A lot of these places do have hookups, but it's not something that they always have, so you have to check their listing. Essentially, it's called Harvest Toast, and it's wineries, breweries. That's why you guys keep seeing me drinking so much wine. I'm just constantly in a winery, brewery, small local attractions, farms, and they also have, if you want to pay extra, golf courses. It's these properties all across the country. There's hundreds of thousands. There's so many in every state where you can stay for free. You pay a $75 membership for the year, and then you can stay at any of them, as many as you want, for free. You get one night there unless the owner tells you otherwise. I've had owners tell me, oh, stay a couple extra nights, and like I have, but really it's you get one night there and then you can move on to the next. But you get to stay at all these places wherever you want, whenever you want. All you have to do is either call, text, whatever it says on their list, and book them and essentially be like, hey, like, I'm coming, do you have a space for me? I love Harvest Toast. It makes me feel safe. You get to meet people. I've met people that are also staying at the Harvest Host, so other van lifers. I've met incredible winery owners and farmers that are awesome and gotten to be a part of their businesses. The one thing with Harvest Host is you have the $75 membership fee, and then they highly request, it's a rule, and it's really rude if you don't, but you essentially buy something from that business while you're staying there. So if it's a farm, like if they have dairy product, like I stayed at a goat farm and I got like this goat lotion and I got goat cheese. When I go to wineries, I buy a bottle of wine. So you are still spending money, but it's a lot less than getting a hotel or an Airbnb, and sometimes paying for campgrounds, because a lot of the campgrounds are like $45, $50, especially in California. So Harvest Toasts are a lifesaver. $20 versus $40 or $50 makes a difference when you're doing it every single day. So I do that. And then my other little secret, there's a ton of apps. There's Hip Camp, there's all sorts of things, but my favorite is iOverlander. I'll link that as well. And essentially iOverlander is an app that tells you places you can camp in the city where your car won't get towed. It tells you where there's Wi-Fi, where there's water hookups, where there's laundromats. Like, it tells you so many things. I'll pull it up. Essentially, I don't have it on this phone, sorry. I have two phones. It's not on this phone, but I'll definitely link it below, and I'll put a couple of screenshots in here of it. But you go on the map and you can kind of click and select places to sleep, and it also has reviews from people. So I'll read the reviews and it'll say, I felt safe here. Oh, I didn't feel safe here. Oh, the cops knocked on our door at 2 a.m. You can't stay here. Like, tells you where to stay. So I'll do that a lot. A lot of the times I will stay at grocery store parking lots if they don't have signs that say no overnight parking, just because I feel safe there. There's lights, and usually they have security around those places. So yeah, I've always felt pretty safe. I had one incident, which you can watch in a past video. I'll once again link that down below. I had one incident in Oceanside, California that made me feel very sketched out. So I got up and left that night, and that technically was at a camping site spot. So usually when you're in, especially in a van, it's harder in an RV, but in a van, you're not very noticeable. You blend in, especially because mine's not painted. There's no decor on it. I do have the boat windows, but kind of like hiding in plain sight. So no one really bothers me wherever I park. So that's been really helpful. But I'm intrigued to see as the year goes on if that changes. So I'll keep you posted. But iOverlander, Hip Camper, Harvest Host. I have a discount for Harvest Host too. If you guys want that, I can link that in there. But yeah, so another question, where are some safe places to sleep while in the car and in the road? Campsites are great too though, guys, like in national parks. Like I've always felt safe at them, but a lot of the times, you know, they're just expensive, or right now it's off season, so they're cold and closed and no facilities. And the only reason I'd pay to use them right now is if I needed the shower, which a lot of them do have showers, and you can pay like 50 cents extra for hot water or something. How do you plan your trips? I have an Excel doc. It's very extensive. And then I send it to my friends. If they want to come and join me, they can check out the Excel doc. I had it all planned in the beginning of the year and it was a set in stone Excel doc, but it has changed so much since that I now go month by month. So at the end of the month, I plan out the next month. I bold everything that's set in stone. So like if I have a plan, but I'm not sure, haven't heard from a Harvest Host yet, I don't bold it until I know that I have a place to sleep that night or a hotel or something to do. It doesn't go bolded. For as far as like finding my ideas, I do research on the states that I'm going to. I ask for suggestions from people that live there. I ask you guys. When I have polls up on Instagram and I'm like, hey, who lives in Utah? And I wait for you to respond to it. I go and talk to you guys. I want your information and I want the insider knowledge. I don't want to go to touristy places. So that helps. What else? Pinterest. Pinterest is my best friend. Instagram hashtags. I search all of that to plan. I will say that I am working on, and I have a lot of states and countries up already, and you can go check them out on my website. I'm working on making sure I have my travel itinerary guides popping out. So if you have a state you want and you know I've been there, ask me and I'll probably have a guide worked up for everything I did, where I stayed, how much it cost. It breaks everything down for you. If you're not familiar with what my travel guides are, essentially it's all the places I go. I create a doc and a little slideshow presentation with pictures so you can get a feel for it. And essentially you pay for that, you get all of my knowledge. Any questions you want to ask further after that, you totally can. It's a one-time fee, and it gives you all the information of what I've done there, the cool secret spots, the fun things. Anytime you see a picture of me, where it exactly was taken, directions to get there. So if you're interested in my travel guides, please let me know, because I would be more than happy to get some to you guys. I am currently working on catching up because now I'm moving so fast through the states. I'm struggling to get them done, but if you have one you want done, I'll make it sure it's a bump to the top and I'll get it done quickly for you. Did you save, and this is the last one I'm going to do because a lot of them are kind of repetitive or similar, and we're already almost at 20 minutes and I don't want to keep boring you guys, but you guys have so many questions, so keep asking and I'll do another Q&A eventually. But the last question is, did you save up for this adventure or make money still while traveling? So I saved up for the renovation, and I also have a separate bank account that's for van incidentals. So like if there's a situation I need to do some work on it or oil changes, I have like an account for that, and that's been saved up for, and I worked for that before I hit the road. Otherwise, I still work full time. I kind of gave you a little insight on like my sponsored stuff that I do earlier in the video, but I also do a lot of other things. I work for a couple of different companies, helping them with their social media and marketing. One's a marketing agency, one's a wedding publication, Marry Me Tampa Bay. Shout out the best females in the game that I know. They're awesome. So I do all that. I do still my own work, and you know, it's kind of like a lot of freelance stuff. There's great websites to get on to do that kind of stuff. You can get on Fiverr if you're a graphic designer or something, you know, like creating or editing photos. That's great. Fiverr is awesome. Upworks is awesome for copy work. I do a lot of writing. I do a lot of copy work for people, so Upworks is awesome. There's so many little things, and now everybody's so remote that most people can do remote jobs. So yes, I still work full time. It's a struggle balance. I do get to pick the days that I work, but if I don't get something done, I don't get paid. So okay, Bree's coming into town this week. I want to focus on Bree. I'm doing extra work this like earlier in the week, and I'm doing extra work next week to make up for the fact that I'm probably not going to pay attention to what's going on in my work life. So it's balance. Essentially, I put in the same amount of hours that anybody does at a 9 to 5, maybe even more. because I do a lot of work at night. But I do it on my own time, which is the magic of it. It's not a job for everybody. It's not a lifestyle for everybody. Some people need that structure. I don't work well with structure. I get bored really easily. So it's really helpful for me to wake up and be like, okay, I'm going to crunch it out and I'm going to work all day today until midnight. And then other days wake up and be like, I'm not feeling it. I'm going to get this post out and then I'm going to put my phone down and not touch it for the rest of the day. So I like that. Some people love it. Some people hate it. There's tons of jobs out there right now you can do that with. Get on ZipRecruiter, look for remote work. There's so many options. Get on Upwork, start using your skills to do that. But yeah, I hope that answers everybody's questions for now. If I missed any, put them in the comments below or hit me up on Instagram. You know that's my spot. This is not my spot. But I will gladly answer those personally, or I'll save them for the next Q&A. So thanks, guys. I appreciate it. Bobo says goodbye as well. And let's go pick up Brie.